down that pipe. See that man right there controlling the camera?
This guy right here?
Yeah, right down that pipe. Tell people who are out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight. Tell them what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight champion known for his ferocious fighting style and iconic career, has never been one to shy away from confrontation. Recently, Floyd Mayweather publicly criticized Jake Paul's decision to fight Tyson, calling it disrespectful and questioning Paul's readiness. In response, Tyson has fired back at Mayweather, addressing the comments and setting the record straight.
Like, Floyd's a great fighter, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He had 50 fights and he said, listen, Sugar Ray Robinson had 47 fights. He lost one, then he had 78 fights. Then he had a 78-fight winning streak.
Yeah, but you even
He had 47, lost one, then 78 winning streak.
But even more
like
modern than that.
Knockouts.
Look at Julio Cesar Chavez. He was 84-0,
He
right?
was 89, 90 and 0 before he lost.
89-0. Wow. So it's
Don't
not,
tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0. Chavez had 90.
Tyson, who has been training rigorously for the upcoming fight with Jake Paul, was quick to respond to Mayweather's remarks. In a fiery interview, Tyson expressed that Mayweather needed to stay in his lane, clearly irked by the criticism. He stated that he had been in the sport his whole life, fighting the best and going through it all, and that no one was going to dictate who he could or couldn't fight. Tyson emphasized that the decision to fight Jake Paul was not taken lightly. He acknowledged Paul's dedication to training and his willingness to step into the ring with one of boxing's most feared fighters, noting that Paul was putting in the work and had the courage to face him, something not many would dare to do. Tyson also mentioned that it was easy to judge from the sidelines, but that Mayweather, given his experience, should know better than to criticize without understanding the effort involved.
89-0. Wow. So it's
Don't
not,
tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0. Chavez had 90.
Yeah.
He's fighting like what, 8 times a year.
Yeah, it's more to it than
whoever
that.
fought him. Whoever's in the rankings.
Well, I think it's all subjective.
Picking whoever you are, come on.
I think there are more metrics and more measurements.
Tyson took the opportunity to defend Jake Paul against Mayweather's criticisms, praising Paul's efforts to take on legitimate challenges in the ring. He pointed out that people love to criticize Jake because of his background, but asserted that Paul was serious about boxing and wasn't just doing it for show. According to Tyson, Paul was consistently training, sparring, and learning, and that deserved respect. He emphasized that what mattered most was having heart, and Paul had shown he was willing to put it all on the line, more than most critics ever would. Tyson also reflected on his own early days in boxing, recalling how he too faced doubts when he was starting out. He made it clear that Paul had heart and that every fighter had to begin somewhere, underscoring that the courage to step into the ring should never be underestimated.
What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
It's a good question. Means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
So that's going through your mind right now.
Well, that's how I get when I was a kid, and sometimes I get the twinge.
Tyson didn't hold back when addressing Mayweather directly, challenging his perspective and questioning his motivations. He suggested that Mayweather liked to talk big, but hadn't taken on real challenges recently, implying that Mayweather's focus was on easier exhibitions rather than genuine competition. Tyson argued that he, in contrast, was still taking on real challenges and wasn't interested in easy wins or just looking for paydays. He insinuated that Mayweather's criticisms were more about protecting his own image than genuine concern for the sport, and said that Mayweather should remember that boxing was bigger than any one individual, including himself. Tyson declared that he wasn't in the sport to please anyone, but to fight and continue pushing himself, challenging Mayweather to step back into the ring if he had any objections.
Day 3, you still want to with me?
Tyson wrapped up his response by reiterating his commitment to the fight against Jake Paul, making it clear that he was fully committed. He highlighted his intense training regimen and readiness to demonstrate his enduring abilities in the ring, reminding everyone that fighting was at his core and something he was deeply passionate about. He also hinted that Mayweather's comments had only fueled his motivation to put on a spectacular performance. Tyson clarified that he wasn't doing this for Mayweather or anyone else, but for himself and the fans who still believed in him. He suggested that Mayweather's words had merely clearly reignited his fighting spirit, and that he was determined to prove that he still had much to offer in the ring. As the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul draws closer, Tyson's fiery rebuttal to Mayweather has only heightened the anticipation. Fans are eager to see if Tyson, even at 58, can still bring the same level of intensity and power that defined his prime. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, with everything to prove, remains undeterred by the criticisms and continues to train hard for what could be the most challenging fight of his career.
This question is for Jake. Obviously, Mike is one of the biggest hitters that the heavyweight division has ever seen. I just want to know, when you're thinking about his power, he looks very ferocious on Instagram, especially still. Do you feel like you'll be able to take Mike Tyson's power at this stage?
I know I will be able to. I'm a natural born heavyweight. This is what I was born to do, is to move up into this weight class, and I'm going to show Mike who has the more power, because he's underestimating me. I think everyone else is underestimating me, and I believe that I hit harder. I know it's going to be tough. I know I'm going to have to fight through adversity. I know I might even go to the canvas. I'm scared, don't get me wrong, but it's not about the fear stopping me. It's about going into it even though I am scared, and that's what true bravery is.
Mike, can he take the power, Mike?
Excuse me?
Can Jake take your power?
We're gonna see, huh?
Tyson's response to Mayweather serves as a reminder that despite the years, his fighting spirit remains as fierce as ever. As for Mayweather, his criticisms may have backfired, inadvertently galvanizing Tyson to step up and deliver a performance that could once again shock the world. The stage is set, and if Tyson's words are anything to go by, fans are in for an unforgettable showdown. When discussing the fiercest fighters in history, Mike Tyson's name inevitably dominates the conversation. Though he's mellowed into a more lighthearted figure over the years, Tyson's intense presence still sends chills down spines, even in his late 50s. Now, with a highly anticipated match looming against YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul, media buzz has skyrocketed. UFC veteran commentator Joe Rogan appears to be firmly in Tyson's corner, as seen in his recent remarks. But one legendary UFC fighter remains doubtful about the outcome. Originally slated for July, the much-anticipated bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was pushed to November after the legendary former heavyweight champion faced health setbacks. The fight has sparked widespread discussion, especially after Joe Rogan weighed in. And now, Chael Sonnen has added his voice to the mix, casting doubt on the accuracy of Rogan's forecast. As a devoted combat sports fan and someone who once passionately defended the UFC while professing his love for boxing during an ESPN interview, Joe Rogan is more than qualified to weigh in on the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. However, his choice of Iron Mike, who's nearing his 60s, as the likely victor has left Chael Sonnen wondering how Rogan arrived at such a bold prediction. Joe Rogan does make a statement. He says Mike Tyson, even at 58 years old, will still knock your head into the third realm. I don't know what evidence Joe has of that. That seems very lofty, Chael Sonnen said on his YouTube channel. Like Dana White, Joe Rogan is convinced that Mike Tyson always has a puncher's chance, thanks to his undiminished power. On the other hand, Chael Sonnen argues that these vague assertions lack any scientific evidence to back them up. Chael Sonnen added, "The threat in the belief that just one punch and the last thing to go is their power. There's no scientific proof that the last thing to go within a fighter's skill set is his power. There is nothing quantifiable. That is just an expression that is put out." Despite concerns raised by figures like Chael Sonnen over Mike Tyson's ability to take on Jake Paul, the legendary boxer appears to have hit his breaking point. In response, Iron Mike issued a sharp warning to anyone questioning his prospects against the YouTuber-turned-fighter. Mike Tyson was already on edge at a recent press conference when the media began probing into his health. But during a recent appearance on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, he delivered a final message to his critics worldwide. Tyson praised Paul, calling him a killer and expressing confidence in his potential to succeed. Then, with his signature intensity, Iron Tyson threw down the gauntlet, daring any doubters to confront him directly, face to face. "If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come and tell me in my face," said Mike Tyson while giving a death stare to one of the cameras. For a brief moment, it appeared the boxing legend had lost his cool, but the tension quickly dissolved and the podcast wrapped up with smiles all around. Still, witnessing Tyson in full fight mode is undeniably unsettling. This bout stirs controversy like few others, with Tyson still holding the title of the youngest world heavyweight champion ever, now at 58 and having been absent from the ring for nearly 20 years. Although Paul possesses only a fraction of the experience, his 30-year youth advantage and active ring presence against retired MMA fighters and a handful of boxers, one of whom was Tommy Fury, delivering his only defeat in 11 bouts, set him apart. The upcoming bout, a groundbreaking event that will be broadcast live on Netflix, is scheduled for 8 rounds, each lasting 2 minutes, with both fighters wearing 14-ounce gloves. However, concerns about the health risks to Iron Mike, which have already led to delays in the original schedule, continue to be a major topic of discussion in the boxing community. Coach Robert Garcia, who previously worked with 2-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua and currently trains pound-for-pound sensation Jesse Rodriguez, told ES News that it's absurd to believe Tyson could pull off one of his signature highlight reel knockouts. He said, "There's no way. It's like people saying Mike Tyson's gonna go out and knock Jake Paul out. Mike Tyson lost 20 years ago to bums. He lost in real fights to bums. Maybe more than 20 years ago because he's 60. Garcia has previously asserted that no regulatory body should permit the fight to proceed in any capacity other than as an exhibition match. In 2005, following a knockout loss to Danny Williams the previous year, Tyson exited his corner midway through a bout against Ireland's Kevin McBride, who boasted a April 1st 32 record at that time. Tyson, having employed some questionable tactics up until then, clearly seemed disengaged. After the match, he declared that the fight had drained him, marking the end of his professional career. Nevertheless, Tyson remains celebrated as one of the fiercest punchers ever to step into the boxing ring. While vocal critics have chastised Paul and his team for agreeing to the Tyson bout, Joe Rogan believes Tyson still has the power to knock Paul's head into another dimension with a well-placed punch. In a recent Funky and the Champ podcast episode, Cormier responded to Rogan's remarks regarding Tyson's prospects of defeating Paul. He said, "I understand that, and I get what he's saying, and I do agree when he's hitting pads. It looks like there's still something left in there. But then I watched Jake Paul fight Mike Perry. I watched Jake Paul get pressed to where he starts to feel uncomfortable and it looked like Mike Perry had a chance. But then Jake has a reserve tank to go to and get and draw from because he's 28 years old." Cormier continued, "That is my concern. Because what if this looks like a 58-year-old man fighting a 28-year-old man where Mike can't draw? I think it's a lose-lose for Jake Paul because if you beat up Mike Tyson, everybody loves Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson actually doesn't need the money. So it's surprising to me that he's fighting. What if Mike knocks him out though? Then it's over. Everything's done. It would be an all-time backfire. Nothing's ever been done like that in the history of the sport if he gets knocked out." Meanwhile, Mike Tyson rarely delivers a punch without leaving his opponents feeling a sting, as if his blows are engraved on their skin. More often than not, his fights turn into a ferocious battleground where his aggression reigns supreme, each strike reverberating with thunderous impact. But when Tyson faces off against Jake Paul, will this clash follow the same brutal script? It appears one of Tyson's acquaintances is hoping for a different outcome than the fierce encounters of his prime. At 58, Tyson joined Logan Paul on the renowned Impulsive podcast, where they delved into WWE, their boxing backgrounds, and Tyson's upcoming bout with the younger Paul brother. Despite concerns about Tyson's age and his potentially dulled reflexes, both fans and experts continue to respect his formidable knockout power. There remains a possibility that the problem child might find himself sprawled on the canvas. However, this is a scenario Tyson's friend would rather not witness. When questioned about his squad's opinion on his bout with Paul, the fighter with a 50-6 record recounted a phone conversation with his friend. Tyson revealed that his friend was concerned about him causing harm to his opponent. He said, "My friend called me. Don't hurt him, Mike. You better do that." Naturally, the elder of the Paul brothers, Logan, puzzled, asked, "Wait, what? Your friend is vouching for Jake?" Baddest man on planet continued and reaffirmed it. He added, "Yeah, but he said, don't hurt him. He is a YouTuber. Don't hurt him, Mike. He's in the ring with me." What the f are you talking about? The boxing world is torn over how to view the upcoming bout. Should Tyson go all out for a decisive win, or play it smart and conserve his energy? Complicating matters are concerns about the Brooklyn native's health, his sciatica, recent hip surgery, and overall stamina. Meanwhile, his opponent, though holding a 10-1 record, remains unproven against top-tier fighters. Despite this, Tyson is treating the match with the utmost seriousness. Tyson also shed light on how he saw Paul, and Iron Mike is not underestimating him. He admitted, "I look at him as a killer. That's how I look at him. That's why I got to get him before he gets too good." In addition, Tyson also addressed the fans' criticism of his age and putting his record on the line. He declared, "If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face." It remains to be seen whether Tyson will give his foe respect in the ring or he will go for the kill on November 15th. Coming back to Mayweather, it seems he is not entirely closing the door on a potential future exhibition fight with Tyson. While both boxing legends may have retired from competitive bouts, they continue to make occasional appearances in the ring. proving why their legendary status endures and capturing the imaginations of fans around the world. Tyson, making a comeback from retirement, is gearing up to battle Jake Paul this November. Although their careers have unfolded in different eras and weight divisions, the prospect of them clashing in the ring remains alive, with Mayweather showing a willingness to facilitate the bout. At 58, Tyson boasts a considerably heavier physique compared to Mayweather. His forthcoming showdown with Paul could provide clues about a possible rematch with Mayweather. If Tyson emerges victorious, a revived rivalry might be just around the corner. Recently, Floyd Mayweather appeared in an interview. The conversation took place inside a moving car, and Alex Montiel said to Mayweather, "Are you going to fight Tyson? He is doing exhibition fights." Mayweather responded, I don't know what the future holds for Floyd Mayweather, but I truly believe we can do anything." The retired champion, having breezed through all 7 of his exhibition matches, must be overflowing with self-assurance. With Tyson's age being a hot topic before his clash with Jake Paul, he took to Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive, to directly tackle the rumors and set the record straight. "If you think I am too old for this fight, you need to come. Tell me in my face," Tyson said. Envision a high-stakes clash between 2 of boxing's most formidable icons, not amidst the roar of the crowd, but in the eerie stillness of a shadowy alley. The debate over who stands as the greatest boxer transcends time, with certain names consistently topping the list, irrespective of weight class or era. Now, picture this. Iron Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather locked in a gritty street brawl. In this unfiltered, no-rules confrontation, who would claim victory? While many professional boxers flaunt an exaggerated bravado, these 2 truly shone as superstars who backed up their boasts with exceptional performances in the ring. Though they both possessed magnetic personalities, their similarities vanished once they entered the ring, revealing styles as different as day and night. Raised amidst the harsh realities of Brooklyn's toughest streets, Mike Tyson was immersed in a world of violence and brawls from a young age. Known as Iron Mike, he harnessed the fierce energy of his gritty background and unleashed it in the boxing arena, where a single thunderous punch could crush his rival's dreams. Though he stands as one of the most formidable heavyweight champions ever, he defied the usual expectations. At nearly 6 feet tall, he lacked the imposing stature and lengthy reach of many of his competitors. Nevertheless, Tyson's brilliance was indisputable. His trademark peekaboo style, a masterful mix of bobbing, weaving, and avoiding blows, enabled him to navigate through defenses and land knockout punches that left his adversaries dazed. A style that fluidly transitions into street combat, especially when paired with previous street fighting experience, might provide him with a distinct advantage. In such a case, even a seasoned fighter like Floyd Mayweather could find himself at a minor disadvantage. Picture Mike Tyson as a ferocious lion, his hunger and might unmatched, while Floyd Mayweather morphs into a nimble gazelle, celebrated for his unparalleled agility and intuitive prowess in the ring. This analogy isn't meant to diminish Mayweather's illustrious boxing career. Indeed, he's often hailed as one of the sport's greatest champions. Yet, the presence of diverse weight classes highlights their separate realms. Tyson, known as the baddest man on the planet, is convinced he would dominate Mayweather in a street fight. "I would kick Floyd, there wouldn't even be no match," said Tyson in an interview with GQ. While Tyson would bank on his sheer power in a street fight, he confessed he'd feel much less confident if they faced off in the ring at Floyd's weight class. Interestingly, he revealed that if their match had been fought at 147 to 154 pounds, he believes Mayweather would have come out on top. In the same GQ interview, he conceded, "If I was his size in the ring, he would probably outpoint me." Beyond the world of extraordinary street fights, it's evident that Mike Tyson holds Floyd Mayweather in the highest regard. Both are destined to be etched into history as 2 of boxing's most legendary and victorious champions. Who knows? With the way boxing matches have been unfolding lately, there's a chance this dream clash could one day come to life. Conversely, Mayweather stirred up a storm when he revealed his list of the top 5 greatest boxers ever. The retired boxing legend, renowned for his flawless 50-0 record, has always claimed the title of the best ever, confidently asserting his dominance in the sport. Naturally, he included himself in his top 5 rankings. However, the rest of his selection sparked quite a debate. A few legendary boxers who Mayweather overlooked include the iconic Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. While Ali is widely celebrated as a top 5 all-time great, Tyson's placement is often debated. Mayweather chose to leave both out of his list, which was surprising given their historical significance. Additionally, the omission of Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson, who are frequently hailed as some of the greatest in boxing history, was also unexpected. To be honest, Mayweather selected some stellar candidates to join him in the top 5. He highlighted Pernell Whitaker and Roberto Duran as his picks, admitting that narrowing down his choices was no easy feat. When it it came to the heavyweight division, he openly endorsed Larry Holmes, emphasizing that Holmes had bested every contender of his time.
We gotta go Pernell Whitaker. Ooh, Sweet Pete. Sweet Pete was amazing, man. We gotta go Pernell Whitaker. Nah, Sweet Pete was top. Nah, Sweet Pete real, boy. Pernell Whitaker. Fuck yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go Pernell Whitaker. I'm gonna go Roberto Duran. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna go Pernell Whitaker, Roberto Duran. Man, you put me in a tight predicament. Gotta hear it. Far as with the heavyweights, man. Tell them no hits. Tell the crew no hits. No hits. No hits. I want the pure Floyd Mayweather top 5. I don't want nobody giving no ad-libs and shit. Okay, I know I got Money Mayweather, you got Duran, and you got Sweet Pea. You got 2 more. Give me a heavyweight. If we gonna go heavyweights, I'm being honest. I got to go Larry Holmes.
Mayweather went on to explain that Larry Holmes' loss to Tyson was at the hands of a fierce, emerging champion, with Holmes having just emerged from a year-long retirement prior to that bout. Despite this, Mayweather asserted his preference for Holmes, highlighting his solid fundamentals, including a powerful jab. He also pointed out that Holmes continues to enjoy a prosperous life thanks to his astute investments. According to Mayweather, Holmes' success spanned from the early days to the end of his career.
Ooh, that was a good one. Larry Holmes. Now, I don't take Larry over Tyson. I don't take Larry over Lennox. I'm just keeping it real. But do you want me to give you the breakdown? I mean, give me the breakdown, because I got to understand this one. And Larry Holmes is a living legend. I grew up watching him. Because Larry Holmes beat everybody in this era. When Larry Holmes got beat by Mike Tyson, he got beat by a young, hungry champion, and he came out of years retirement.
Wrapping up his final choice, Mayweather declared Aaron Pryor as his top pick, explaining that Pryor's sole defeat was attributed to substance issues, and he had only fallen once due to that. In the past, Mike Tyson delivered a fierce rebuttal to Floyd Mayweather's audacious claim of being superior to Muhammad Ali. Mayweather had boldly declared himself the greatest boxer ever, eclipsing legendary fighters like Tyson and Ali, which prompted Tyson to hit back with a scathing critique. Tyson commented on Floyd's delusions, suggesting that if Floyd were truly on par with Muhammad Ali's greatness, he'd be able to handle everyday tasks like taking his kids to school on his own. Tyson highlighted that Floyd falls short in this regard despite his claims of greatness. He stressed that true greatness isn't about isolating oneself from others, but rather being embraced by them. In Tyson's view, Floyd's inability to manage such a simple responsibility reveals his true nature as a small and fearful individual.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
What do you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali?
He's very delusional. If he was anywhere near that realm of greater than Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself.
There you go.
Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people.
Tyson, who has had a history of tension with Mayweather, was recently asked about the prospect of a street fight between them during their prime. The former heavyweight champion put their old grudge aside, admitting that if they were evenly matched in size, he'd probably be at a disadvantage in the boxing ring. Tyson once became emotional during an interview while reflecting on the life and accomplishments of the late Ali, revealing his deep admiration for the legendary figure. He spoke openly about the greatest. On Michael Rappaport's show in March 2019, Tyson began, "I always like to think I'm a bad mother, a victim. I don't, but that's the part where Ali overshines me, because I can't understand a man that's willing to die for this. I talk, but he's the real deal." Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.